Hello, you little smashers. How are you doing? Today I'm going to talk about a message I got from the Jesus Energy about some advice for us about how to deal with today's events and stuff that's going on around us. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So it's been ages since I talked to the Jesus Energy, and I asked them a question, what message have you got for me to be able to pass on? And they said, the message that we've got is this, that the baddies are working incredibly hard at the moment to distract us. They are doing the very best that they can to distract us. They want us to be fearful. They want us to be not in a good place. But they said they're aware that what they're doing isn't working so well. It isn't having the impact that it used to have. And so what they've had to do is pull out all the stops, to use an organ expression. All the stops are pulled out and they're playing all the keys at the same time. And they said it's for that reason that everything looks bizarre. Everything looks forced, everything looks unreal, because they're doing too much all at once. And yet, it isn't working. And one of the reasons that it isn't working is that they're doing too much at once. And it's like, this one smells a little bit of forced. So they said, expect to see a lot of stupidity and a lot of overt actions that really don't have a lot of concordance. And so they said, what's the solution at the moment? Because all of this is going on, what should we be doing? And they said, what we should be doing is rather turning away from all of that and turning within and working on being the best version of ourselves that we can. And I kind of said, hang on a minute though, because the emissaries were saying that just being here is enough. We don't have to try and be anything special. Just being here is enough. And they said, yes, we agree with the emissaries in that. They said, let us explain it a little bit better, what we mean. They said a better way would be that we need to turn our face away from all this fear and look inside ourselves and work to find our happiness. Work to find the happiness. We've talked about this before. Happiness isn't something that you pursue. Happiness isn't external. We were born happy. We've got happiness inside of us, and we lost touch with it. All of us, really, in truth. We lost touch with that childlike happiness. And what the Jesus Energy was saying was that we need to go in and find it again. Find out where it is. It'll be hiding under one of those bushels or one of those traumas or one of those difficult periods. Find it. They said, when you find your internal happiness, what happens is that you then begin to live your purpose, because your happiness is always tied up with your purpose. It's always linked. When you start to work your purpose, then you are automatically being the best version of yourself. And so what they were saying was that finding your true happiness automatically takes you to being the best version. And there's no effort whatsoever. And it reminded me of something about if you want to change a bad habit that you've got. So you can do it one of two ways. The first way is the hard way, which is just using brute willpower. Say, I'm not going to do it, and you have to suffer, and it's hard, and you struggle with it. God knows the amount of times that I've done that. But the other way is to work mentally with affirmations, imagining yourself as a different person. And what happens is when you do it long enough, your mind changes your behavior. If you imagine you've spent the last 3 months imagining yourself as a non-smoker, seeing yourself in all the places and just being there and enjoying it and not having anything in your hands, just being a non-smoker. After a while, your mind starts looking at your reality and it says, What's that in your hand? That's not who you are. You're not that person. Why are you doing this? And so what happens is it changes. It changes the direction, and automatically you stop doing that behavior. And sometimes you don't even realize. Many times, and this has happened to me too, I've changed a habit and I haven't realized I've changed it until later, when I look back and think, wow, and I don't do that anymore. And it's like, it doesn't happen like that. It happens through this constant reimagining yourself, imagining yourself to be a better version. And then your body will make it happen. Your unconscious mind will make it happen. And so that's what they're talking about with finding your happiness. Find your happiness. Therefore, be in your bliss. Therefore, follow your purpose. And therefore, be the best version of yourself that you can be. So it doesn't demand a lot of work. We don't have to work. And I'm talking to myself here as a Virgo. I don't have to make it into hard work. I do like a bit of hard work, I've got to say. I do like a challenge. But it's kind of working smarter, isn't it? Rather than working harder. I used to have a business called worksmarter.co.uk. And I loved that name. I really did. I didn't work smarter. I worked harder. But I did like the name. Now I'm trying to work a bit more, a bit smarter. Let's see if I achieve it before I pop my clogs and move off to go to another place that might be slightly easier than this one. So there you are. Are you happy? Okay. Do you know something? Just before we finish, in Spanish, there are two kinds of happiness. The two verbs that describe happiness. One verb is estar, and that's a state of happiness, like up and down. Like today I'm happy, today I'm sad. Yeah, it's a mood, it's a state. And then we've got ser feliz, and that is a characteristic. That's who you are. And so, yeah, we have days where we're happy, where we're sad, but what we need is always to be happy as a person. That's when we say, he's very happy as a person. That's where we need to be. And if we could be happy, everything else is just a walk in the park. How happy are you? In the comments, just say these words, I am a happy person, and score yourself out of 10. Like 10 being completely happy, absolutely, and 0 being not happy at all, in like a terrible, terrible place. Score yourself. How high are you? And go for, believe the answer that you're given. Don't like saying, well, that's crap. No, I'm going to put 9 because I should be happy. No, go for what you receive. Yeah, I'll be interested to know how happy you are. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.